Good morning, class 9 students. This is your topic number 3.2, the revolution of October 1917. Earlier, we discussed about the main incidents of February 1917, the Russian Revolution, and what after changed and after sequences of months. And now we came to the revolution of October 1917. Okay, as the conflict between the provisional government and the Bolshevik grew, as you know, provisional government is that government which is not permanent, and they captured the Duma or the running system in Russia at that contemporary period. And the Bolshevik group led by Lenin, Vladimir Lenin, was so popular, and their strategies are so popular. Their socialism, their socialist factor is main to grow up in Russia. Lenin feared that provisional government would set up a dictatorship. As we discussed earlier, monarch is not a best governed system for any country, like in France and also in Russia. The Tsar is autocratic. The Tsar is autocratic, and already anti-German sentiment is very high. And now the provisional government also made a bitter situation at that time, because they don't want a permanent solution, and the Lenin led to a permanent solution. They led to a socialist government, Bolshevik, that grew up in more Soviets. First, they established Petrograd Soviet, and then many other 500 Soviet in whole Russia. Okay, so Lenin feared that provisional government would set up a dictatorship. In September, he began discussion for an uprising against the government, and then he decided to discuss these things and between the peoples, between the Bolsheviks and the group of other members of socialist and Bolshevik group. Okay, because he know that if this provisional government rise rapidly, then the dictatorship is to be imposed on country again, like as monarch and like as kingship. Bolshevik supporters in the army, Soviet and factories were brought together. And when Lenin discuss these things, the uprising of the government and against the government, their supporters is in all regions, like in army, in Soviets, in factories, even peasants in city or in countryside. They all put together and follow their leader Vladimir Lenin. On October 1917, 16 October 1917, Lenin persuaded the Petrograd Soviet and the Bolshevik Party to agree a socialist seizure of power. Okay, this is the date on Lenin persuaded the people, the Petrograd Soviet and Bolshevik Party to agree a socialist seizure of power. Means socialist seizure of power means, because as a provisional government want to be a dictator, and unlike a king, he also be want to be sorry, the provisional government would to be a dictator. But after the Lenin progress and the Bolshevik grew more in the Russia, socialist thinking, socialist order, they want to seize of power, means control the power, means to control on the government and the system of Russia. They agreed, persuaded to the Petrograd Soviet and also to their party. A military revolution committee was appointed by the Soviet under Leon Trotsky to organize the seizure. And who will join this? And who was joined this? A Leon Trotsky, a military commander, military revolution committee, because Bolshevik are in every group of Russia, means military, peasants, workers, industrial worker. So when they agree to seize the power as a socialist in Russia, and they appoint a military revolution committee under Leon Trotsky to organize the seizure. The date of the event was kept a secret. And when someone is try to plan a big in a country on other thing, like in sports, politics, whatever the things, people's also discuss a date when they want to clear their things and clear their visions. But this time they kept a secret. because we don't want to lose the date, because if the date is out, then provisional government and the supporter of kingship and monarchy will ready to oppose the Bolshevik party seize of power. The uprising began on 24 October. Okay. After 8 days, sensing trouble, Prime Minister Kerensky had left the city to command troops. Yes, sensing means he has sensed how the Bolshevik and the Socialist Party become to be uh, make a step against him. So Prime Minister Kerensky had left the city to summon troops. Summon troops means मतलब वो लोग जिनके साथ आपको ऑर्डर दे के भेजा जाता है कि आपको हाजिर होना है. At dawn, सवेरे होते ही military men loyal to the government seized the building of two Bolshevik newspapers. Military men, those who loyal to the government, provisional government, seized the building of two Bolshevik newspapers. The supporters of Bolshevik, supporters of socialist order, the supporter of provisional government seized their buildings. Pro-government troops were sent to take over telephone and telegraph office and protect the Winter Palace. Pro-government. What is pro-government? Means to say in favor of government. Like in present time in India, many people are pro-BJP. As you think whatever BJP is done, that is always good. And whatever do other people's other party, this is to be able to criticize that everything what opposition are do. So that is a pro-government means who supported provisional government and to support the monarchy at the time, who support King Nicholas Tsar. Troops once sent to take over telephone and telegraph, because telegraph and telephone is a better way to communicate people and to communicate in each the city and villages. So they captured the newspaper building also and then take over on telephone telegraph offices to protect the Winter Palace. Winter Palace is a home for Nicholas II, the Tsar of Russia. In a swift response, the Military Revolutionary Committee ordered its supporters to seize government offices and arrest ministers. In response, the Military Revolution Committee, that is led by Leon Trotsky, ordered its supporters to seize government offices and arrest ministers. मतलब जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसेस हैं उनको आप अपने कब्जे में ले लीजिए और जो मिनिस्टर्स हैं उनको अरेस्ट कर लीजिए. Late in the day, the ship Aurora sailed the Winter Palace. This is a ship called Aurora. He took to the Winter Palace, and other vessels sailed down the Neva and took over various military points. Neva, the river, and vessels, other things or other whatever the things behind the vessels, the material in the Winter Palace, sailed down the Neva. That means loaded on the boats or in a ship, and took over various military points. And where the military commanders or military units were controlled at a different part of the city, they took over to to their points. By nightfall, the city was under the committee's control. Okay. By nightfall, the city was under the committee's control, and even within 24 hours, the whole city was under control of committee. That is military. Uh, sorry, that's the Military Revolutionary Committee led by Leon Trotsky under Vladimir Lenin. And the ministers had surrendered, and the other ministers who was a part of provisional government were now arrested, and they shut down their offices and control over their. At a meeting of the All Russian Congress of Soviets in Petrograd, all Soviet in Russia, Petrograd, they held a meeting for their organization. The majority approved the Bolshevik action. The all parties, the all committees are agreed on what were the Bolshevik done before right that, as he seized over the power and buildings, arrest the ministers and make control over on it. Uprising took place in the other cities also. There were heavy fighting, especially in Moscow, but by December the Bolshevik controlled the Moscow Petrograd area. As you know, Petrograd Soviet was first to be established in the Russia, and 500 other Soviet also established in other parts of the country. Firstly, they took over the Petrograd, and there were also heavy fight in Moscow. But by the December, after the fighting, after the struggle, the Bolshevik control over the Moscow Petrograd area, the whole Moscow and the whole Petrograd. If someone is captured on your two big cities, that is financial city, economic center, or administrative center, then the country is belong to that uh, controlling person or controlling organization, which were now Bolshevik socialist under the leadership of Leon Trotsky and Vladimir Lenin. Okay, here is the photograph. Lenin left and Trotsky. He is Vladimir Lenin and he is Leon Trotsky. This is the picture. Okay, I think this is done, and here are important dates. Debates over socialism in Russia behind the 30 years, the socialism developed in Russia, and 1898 the formation of Russian Democratic Workers' Party, 1905 Bloody Sunday and the Revolution of 1905, and the beginning era of 1917. 2nd March abolition of the Tsar, 24th October Bolshevik uprising in Petrograd, 1918-20 the Civil War, 1919 formation of Comintern, and 1929 beginning of collectivization. What is collectivization? We learn in chapter number 4, the Stalin and their policies and collectivization. As we know, Stalin is a very powerful, was a very powerful and a dictator in Russia. Under his leadership, Russia grew very fast, but many policies behind his reign was very criticizable and lose Russia in many times. So what were that policies and rules and regulation? We'll learn in chapter number 4. Okay, this is the end of chapter number 3, and the chapter number 4 is what changed after October. Okay, we discuss this chapter in tomorrow class, but after that the finish of chapter number 3 I had to go map class, and I have to tell you what are the important things and how to beginning the map. So this is India. I here start map class. Okay, uh, I already given you much time to bring your map book and to done your work, but there is no response even after that 10 or 12 days are gone. So I had to start the class, and I have to give you work and then check the homework, then I will know how is your work going through. Okay, map is very important to see and learn. The things about map is, first of all, see everything, every small details, and then learn. If you don't learn, then make a proper practice. Make a practice of maps. First see and then learn and then make practice. It's make you more comfortable and more knowledge, and go through your board examination next year. You will be prepared very well. Okay, according to ninth class, you have to take some major points. This is 82° 30' standard meridian of India. Standard meridian. So what was the longitude? That's 82° 30'. That's the standard meridian of India. The length of India from west to east is 2993 kilometer, 33 kilometer, and the distance from north to south, that is 3214 kilometers. Okay, this is Tropic of Cancer. as you see here, Tropic of Cancer. And Tropic of Cancer, this is 23.5 degree north. This is Tropic of Cancer, and you have to calculate the states from which this line is passed through, that is Gujarat, southern part of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, and Mizoram. There are eight states from which Tropic of Cancer pass through. Tropic of Cancer passes through between the map of India, and it's passing through 8 states. After that, you have to know in west side of India, that is Arabian Sea, and this is west coast. Okay, this is coastal area. This is west coast, from last to Kerala, and from Tamil Nadu we start east coast. As you know, this is northern Sarkar, and this is Coromandel, and this is Malabar, and this is Konkan coast. So basically Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat, or Western coast or Eastern coast, is also divided into two parts. Western Ghat divided into Konkan coast and Malabar coast, and Eastern coast is divided into Coromandel coast and Northern Sarkar. Okay, in the east side we see Bay of Bengal. This is Bay of Bengal. Okay, another thing, Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep situated in Arabian Sea in west part of India near Kerala, and Andaman Nicobar Island. If you talk about Andaman Nicobar Island, it is Bay of Bengal and east side of India, and the biggest biggest island part of India. I think it had more than thousand of island, small and large island, and the Lakshadweep is very small. Okay, in south there is Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal in east, okay, Arabian Sea in west, and in south of India there is Indian Ocean, that is Sri Lanka is situated in. So you learn about 4 or 5 new things. That is Tropic of Cancer, standard meridian of India, the length between south and north, east west, and the island group in Arabian Sea in west side of India, and Nicobar Island group in Bay of Bengal in east area, and in the south, here is situated Indian Ocean. Also 82 degree 30 80 degree 32 minute is standard meridian of India. It passes through, yes, this is standard meridian, and it passes through near Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Many other states are all located on this line, like Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. These are the states lie on this line. Okay, we talked about Tropic of Cancer. It passes through middle of the India, and it passes through 8 states of India. I also named you the states of India. Okay, let's see another map. You have to learn all the states name. This is political map, and this is very easy. You have to know, before you filling the other things, you have already known about the states and their location, like their boundaries: Gujarat, the Rajasthan, the Haryana, the Punjab, the Himachal Pradesh, and Jammu and Kashmir. And east part is Ladakh now. West part is east part is Ladakh, and west part is Jammu and Kashmir, because it's divided into 2 union territory. In नॉर्थ उत्तराखंड, देन उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार. यू हैव टू लोकेट दिस. आपको ये चीज़ लोकेशंस देखनी है, आपको मैप में फिल करनी है. क्योंकि अगर आपको पॉलिटिकल मैप में ये सारी चीज़ें समझ में आ जाती हैं कि यहाँ मध्य प्रदेश है, यहाँ छत्तीसगढ़ है, झारखंड है, उड़ीसा है, तेलंगाना, महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटका, आंध्र प्रदेश, इधर 7 सिस्टर स्टेट्स हैं. तो द अदर थिंग्स वी लर्न इन चैप्टर नंबर 2, तो वो आपके लिए ईजी हो जाएंगी समझने के लिए भी, लर्न करने के लिए भी, और फिल करने के लिए. I again repeat, if you see map and learn, then the practice would make you a perfect in map class. your map skill would be improved and helpful in every specific exam in India. As you go through UPSC and PSC service commissions exam, NDA, CDA, whatever things, social science is the most important for every exam if you want to be a commissioned officer. Okay, सो ये जो मैप है यहाँ पे ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर को दिखाया है, आप वहाँ से लोकेट कर सकते हैं सारे स्टेट्स को। अरेबियन सी है, यहाँ पे कुछ छोटे छोटे यूनियन टेरिटरीज़ भी हैं, और बे ऑफ बंगाल है, लक्षद्वीप है, अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड है, एंड इन द साउथ देयर इज़ इंडियन ओशियन। Okay, so this is political map. As you see, Kerala is in the west coast and the last state of west coast, and after that from Tamil Nadu here start eastern coast. Eastern coast is the beginning of eastern coast, and Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal, these states are in eastern coast, and Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, these are situated in western coast, that is in Arabian Sea, and these states are in eastern coast, that is Bay of Bengal. So things are very simple, things are very easy to find, things are very simple to learn, and even when you go through to practice 1 or 3 times or go through 4 times, you learn everything. There is a map imagination in your mind, and you can look at anything whatever I ask to you. So this is the main reason that I have told to you, kindly take a map class from Monday. After the finish of chapter number 4 we started maps, but tomorrow I will give you the homework of geography in map. I only started map today, and the other things will be started from tomorrow regularly. And please be sincere about your study and about your homework, and sometimes after I need a data from you, all of you. So many students even don't send their homework single time to me. Have to be ready, because I will punish you also. Okay class, thank you, have a nice day.